Hey, so today I want to talk about something about myself when it comes to a specific type of video game. Video game. I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying it stupid like this. But I play fighting games a lot. I play quite a few fighting games. Like, I really like fighting games. I don't know why I like fighting games. I just do. Which is weird because when I was younger, I used to hate the idea of fighting games. I was like, there's no substance to these games. Why would I want to play it? There's like no story. And obviously I played like games with like story, a lot of gameplay, a lot of fucking movement and shit, and I couldn't understand the idea of like, oh, why would someone want to play a fighting game? It's just like, oh, you just punch each other and that's it. Like, oh, what's so fun about it? And one of the first fighting games I ever played was Street Fighter 2, something like that. I think it was 2. I don't know. It was in an arcade machine, and that was one of the first fighting games I played. Was a Street Fighter game in an arcade machine, and I think it was 2. I don't remember. The only thing I remember from it is I fought E Honda and got my ass kicked. So maybe it wasn't 2 because I don't know if E Honda's in 2. I think he's in 3. I don't know if E Honda's in 2. I don't know. I don't remember. I was like fucking like, I don't know. I was like 0 years old or something. I don't know. I was probably like actually like 6 or something. But when like eventually whenever I started to like pick up video games, or when I started to pick up fighting games, I should say, one of the first fighting games I played for myself is not a traditional fighting game. It was Tom and Jerry's Fist of Furry. I shit you not, there was a Tom and Jerry fighting game for the Nintendo 64. That was one of my first ones. A Tom and Jerry fighting game on the Nintendo 64. It was one of my first fighting games that I owned. Not like the first one I played, but the first one I owned and played. And it's like, well, how the fuck does that game work? And it doesn't really. It's probably the most like empty, like vapid fucking like fighting game I think I ever played. But when I was little, I played the shit out of it. I never stopped playing it. I couldn't wait to unlock all the characters. I had to unlock the dog and the dog's son and the black cat and the duck. I had to get them all. Oh yeah, and the baby mouse in a diaper. I had to unlock all those characters. I couldn't wait, and I sucked at the game. And I even actually played it like 3 months ago, or maybe not even 3 months ago. It might have been like 2, 3 months ago. I actually played it again because I plugged in my N64 and I played it again, and I was like, holy shit, this is nostalgic, but this game is not great. Like, it was definitely one of those where you just kind of look at it and you're like, oh, I remember I used to love this. But it just wasn't that good. It's one of those like, oh, this is nostalgic, but it's not a great game. But when I got old enough to fully grasp the idea of a fighting game, past that point, one of the first ones I played was Mortal Kombat 9. And I got like this was when I was somewhat younger, and I was going on this crusade of I want to play as many rated M games as possible, right? I wanted to play all the gory, violent games. I wanted to play the violentest of the violent. I wanted to see gore, right? And so I got Mortal Kombat 9. I was like, "Ooh, this game is rated M." And then I bought it, and it was gory as shit because it's Mortal Kombat. But I got into it because I started realizing like, oh shit, this is actually fun. And then I played Mortal Kombat 9 more and more. And then I even played it with my cousin, and they had a tag tower. So you could like, you know, play like tag matches with we could both go through the tower together, which I think that Mortal Kombat game should have brought back. I think all of them should have the tag towers back. I like that. But I played Mortal Kombat 9 a lot, and I got really good at it. I beat the hardest difficulty tower with every character. And here's the thing though. The title of this video is literally going to be called I'm bad at fighting games. So I'm talking about Mortal Kombat 9, and I'm talking about how I was actually good at the game. So why would I say I'm bad at fighting games? Well, here's the thing. Funny enough, while Mortal Kombat 9 was like my first fighting game, uh fighting game elites, I guess I should say, they kind of deem any fighting game that's not Japanese made to be like pathetic. Like, oh, you're good at that. You're not good at fighting games. You're just good at that. Like, Mortal Kombat is like one of those where it's considered a fighting game, but for people who are like die-hard fighting game fans, they will like look down on you if you say that you're good at Mortal Kombat because Well, that's not like a difficult fighting game. That's a basic one. You just hit buttons and do things. You got to be good at Street Fighter, Tekken, King of Fighters. You got to be good at all those. You can't be good at Mortal Kombat. And if you so much as bring up that Smash Bros is a fighting game, those people will fucking have a meltdown and they will go on a rant about how it's not a fighting game, it's a party game. And guess what? It's a party fighting game. It's still fighting whether you want to admit it or not. Just the same as that like Multiverses or that Nickelodeon Brawlers game or whatever, those are fighting games regardless of how you want to see it. They're party fighting games. They're still fighting games. But the thing about the fighting game community is they don't see your achievements in fighting games until you are good at Japanese fighting games. And I can't do it. I'm like, here's the thing. I am good at Mortal Kombat 9. I am good at Mortal Kombat 10. I am good at Mortal Kombat 11. Those are ones where I can actually say that I'm good at. I am pretty fucking good at Smash Bros. Both, all of them. N64, GameCube, Wii, Switch, 3DS, whatever the fuck else they're on. I was good at every Smash Bros game. I was good at Mortal Kombat. Even when I played some older Mortal Kombats in the future, I was still good at it. But Japanese fighting games are on another level. These games are ruthless. They are impossible. They are the most deranged games I've ever played because I could never understand the comboing. Because in Japanese fighting games, it's not about like hitting the buttons in an order. It's about hitting the buttons in an order at a certain time with a certain bit of pause, with a certain movement, with a certain look, with a certain frame, and then once again with a certain pause, and then a certain button with another certain pause into another certain button. Like, right, like in Mortal Kombat, if you want to do a combo, like let's say you just want to do a basic combo, it's like, oh, like X, Y, X, Y, right? You just go like, oh, X, Y, X, Y. Like you'd hit that and then the character would fill out the combo as long as it's not blocked or interrupted. But when you play a Japanese fighting game, if the combo says like X, Y, X, Y, and you do that, your character will stop after the first one. If you just go click, 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 right that, like that, just X, Y, X, Y, the character will stop after you hit X. They'll do an attack for X, but they won't register the Y or the X or the Y after. Japanese fighting games, you literally have to hit the button to do an attack. Then you have to wait for the character's like damage frames to end, hit the next button, wait for the damage frames to end, hit the next button, wait for the damage frames to end, hit the next button. And if you don't do that, the opponent will block within that millisecond and you will have your whole combo ruined and you will then get punished. So when I say I'm bad at fighting games, I can do pretty good with Mortal Kombat stuff. I can do good with Smash Bros. But I will be damned if I can do good with Japanese fighting games. Now, here's the thing. Dead or Alive, I'm actually good at Dead or Alive. And Dead or Alive is a Japanese fighting game. I can actually do pretty good at Dead or Alive. Like, I remember, like these Japanese fighting games, they have, like, trials to, like, see if you can play as a certain character, see if you can do all their combos. And I remember that I actually did complete 2 characters, like, combo trials. And I did it in Dead or Alive 5. I did Hitomi's and Marie Rose. I did both of theirs because those were the characters I was good with. And then when 6 came along, it got harder and I couldn't do them, but I still could play as those characters. But that one, like, that's like, if you tell people who play Dead or Alive, they'll look at you funny. They'll literally just look at you and be like, oh, so you're a pervert. And it's like, yes, I'm a pervert. Shocker. Shocker. I like a game with jiggling tits. My bad. I'm sorry that I like curvaceous ass. Pardon me. I'm sorry that I want a game that is both fun and kind of hot. Like, let's be honest. Like, Street Fighter is no different. Like, dude, the most recent Street Fighter 5, because 6 isn't out yet. Dude, like, one of the girls is literally wearing a fucking, like, tight one piece, and she slaps her ass during her goddamn, her special, her super, her critical art. I'm just ranting about that. Like, I'll never understand. Like, I don't know what people on the internet's problem is with, like, sexual stuff in games. Like, I get it. Like, it's like, if you don't like perverted things, you don't like perverted things. But I never understood, like, while people, like, look at you funny for liking something that's perverted. It's like, dude, I like Dead or Alive, okay? I don't care. If a game has, like, fucking, like, hot characters in it, who cares? The games have hot characters for people who like men, too. You want to see a fucking scantily clad dude? You can see it, too. It's not just for men. Or for people who like women, there's people who like men too. The games can fill out everything you want. But that's me ranting about something else. Like, I was good at Dead or Alive. I actually did pretty good at Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive 4, I sucked at because that game was way too fucking hard for some reason. But 5 and 6, I did great. I was doing great. I even beat it on harder difficulties. But Street Fighter 5, holy shit. I could barely complete most of the characters' trials, and I can't set the game higher than easy. If I set the game to normal difficulty, I get my ass blasted in a second. The AI in Street Fighter V is some of the most deranged shit. And even though I've learned how to play, I still cannot string together combos. I still can't get perfect grabs. I can't block half the time. I don't know how to parry. And the AI just rips me to shreds the second I fuck up. If I do a jump kick and they block it, you can bet your ass I'm getting hit with a 30-hit combo, which stuns my character, which then leads to a fucking another 30-hit combo that ends in a grab, bounces me off the wall, stuns me, and then they hit their critical art and kill me instantly. And that's on easy difficulty. That's what the AI will do on easy. And Street Fighter V is one of my first Street Fighter only, because my first Street Fighter game was Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which was also my first Tekken game. But I played Tekken 4 or 5, one of the two, sometime later, and I sucked at Tekken. But I did better at Tekken than I did Street Fighter 5. But I've been playing Street Fighter 5. Honestly, Street Fighter 5 is on my screen right now, and I'm going to play it as soon as I'm done making these videos. But, like, holy shit, I suck at these games. I suck at fighting games. I suck at the fighting games that are considered true fighting games, right? Like the fighting games that are true fighting games, that people consider true fighting games, I am bad at. Like I said, Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11, I'm really good at. Smash Bros, I'm really good at. Dead or Alive, I'm pretty good at it. But Japanese fighting games, no. I think I played a King of Fighter game some time ago. But it was an older version, or not an older, but it was an older King of Fighters game. I think it's even called King of Fighters. I don't know. I sucked horribly. I played, like I said, I played Tekken like 4 or something. Sucked horribly. Street Fighter Cross Tekken sucked horribly. I even played Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I still sucked at it. Though I did better at that than Street Fighter. But Street Fighter 5 is fucking vicious, dude. Like, god damn, this game is difficult. But I'm bad at fighting games. I'm bad at the traditional fighting games. I'm bad at the true fighting games. But I'm pretty good at some fighting games. But those fighting games, the elite fighting game players don't consider traditional fighting games. Those are not the true fighting games. They are fighting games, but they're not true fighting games. Street Fighter and Tekken are the true fighting games. And I'm bad at them. I'm really bad at them. So yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to talk about how I'm really bad at these types of fighting games. And obviously, like, I can say I'm good at these other games, but if I were to play online, I'd get fucking smoked in a second. If I played Mortal Kombat 11 online, a person could literally beat me in like a second flat, get double flawless, and have no problem beating my ass. And the same could be said for like Smash Bros. If I played online, people would just completely wipe the floor with me. But overall, I actually know how to play those games, and I actually can say that I'm good enough that I could hold my own against actual good players. But when it comes to Street Fighter, I probably couldn't even so much as think about pressing a button against the worst player. So yeah, I don't know. Just me kind of talking about it because why not? I don't know. I already talked about fighting games, but I might as well talk about how I'm truly fucking bad at them. So yeah, whatever.